Hello, welcome. You're with the Billings Symphony for our concert cues before the performance of West Side Story. We're so happy to have you here. And I am Amy Schendel, and I'm extremely grateful and blessed to be sharing the stage with some magnificent humans. Not only are they talented and beautiful, but they are kind and fantastic people. And we are just so lucky to have them grace our presence here in Billings. So we welcome all of you. Thank you so much for being with us. So I think we're going to start by some introductions, perhaps. If we can start down on your end, Desi, and maybe you can tell us who you are, where you're from, and what you're doing in this particular production.
All right. Well, I'm happy to be back. I played Adelaide in Guys and Dolls recently, a couple months ago, so I'm so excited to be back. My name's Desiree Davar, and I am playing Anita, which is an amazing... I'm so glad to be singing this role right now. And what was the other? Oh, I'm from Southern California originally, but live in New York City now.
Excellent.
Hi, my name is Marc Keck, and I'm here playing Tony. I was here last time, but we went till about 5 hours before we were supposed to do the concert, so I'm happy we're going to get to it this time. I'm originally from this neck of the woods. I'm from Fargo, North Dakota, but I am currently living in New York City.
Hi, I'm Jessica Souza, and I am playing Maria, and I'm from SoCal, and so excited to be back. I got to play Sarah Brown, of course, in March in Guys and Dolls, and it's exciting. It's really redemptive to be able to finally do West Side because we literally got shut down right when everything got shut down for the pandemic. So this is just a blessing to be here.
Hello, my name is Nicolas Dromard. I play the role of Desiree Davar's husband. Very important role. No, I was here playing Nathan Detroit a couple months ago, and I'm happy to be here and actually stage direct this production, a little bit of the choreography and the staging, and also singing my face off in every song that they can have me sing in. So I'm excited to be back, and I'm originally from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, and moved to the States in 2002, and I've been here ever since, living in New York with that beautiful woman over there.
Hi, I'm Logan Dolans. I'm originally from West Michigan and relocated to New York actually right before the pandemic started, so that was a good time to move. And then was here last year rehearsing for this before we had to shut down for the pandemic, but I'm so happy to be back, and I'll be playing action.
Hey, I'm Beau Hutchings. I'm playing Riff in this production, and I'm so excited to be back along with the others that were here last year. I'm originally from Southwest Michigan as well. Then I was in New York, and then during the pandemic, I transitioned back to Southwest Michigan. So who knows where I'll end up next year, but that's where I am right now, and very happy to be in Billings.
Wonderful. Well, welcome to you all. What an incredible, diverse cast, diverse in experience, diverse in just your... where you've lived in our world and traveled all over the world, really, and been a part of so many very amazing things. Many of you alluded to being back and the last time. Now, some of you were here kind of recently. We did Guys and Dolls in March, and we had Desi and Jessica and Nick here for that. But others were talking about being back because of this production that was supposed to happen last March. So when... obviously I'm sure a lot has happened in a year for all of you, but I'm curious what that felt like going from that moment of we're going to do this production to we're not going to do this production to we're going to go ahead and do it this year, and what that looks like. So was that an exciting bit of anticipation? Were you nervous about it? How does that feel?
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think it's interesting. I feel like it's something that a lot of artists in our community are going through right now. I think many of us were either heading to a rehearsal or, getting ready and got a text or a call that said, don't come in. And it's really beautiful that, especially a lot of those jobs aren't still there. So to be able to come back to finish out something we started is really beautiful. And it's really, to come full circle, it's really rewarding. So I know for me, it's an emotional experience. It feels really, really, really good and powerful.
Yeah, I would say it's redemptive, one, but I think it was shocking when it happened. It was kind of traumatic. I know I had to kind of recover because, here we all tried to get on flights as quickly as possible, and then I actually got stuck in the Billings airport for 6 hours. So for me, it was just a matter of, we had no idea what was going on, and you're prepared to do a concert, and then all of a sudden we're walking to a donor lunch, and then it's like, no, we're not. And so I think it didn't hit me until about a couple months in. I remember like having emotional responses to the fact that this thing happened here, and then knowing though that it was just postponed. So there was never like sadness of we're never going to do it again. It was just like I had hope that we're going to do this again. It's just a matter of when. And I remember last year we were hoping maybe in the summer and all these things, but it's just interesting that Guys and Dolls happened before because we thought we would do West Side first. But so I would say that it was really traumatic. I know lots of people felt that way. And then allowing myself to feel the pain and the loss of that moment. But at the same time, tie into hope, which the story does in general too, to tie that in, is just that we always need to lean into hope when things like that happen, because it was really traumatic, I know. So it's really amazing that and redemptive that we get to be here again, and that we get to do it. So still, like, while the things are lifting, I mean, there's a lot of restrictions still, and we're being safe about it, but just so grateful that we actually get to sing. So that's what I'll say about that.
I want to jump back in on that video of like hope and redemption. I feel like for most of us here, I think all of us, we've done quite a few West Sides, and so it's kind of like coming home. It's really beautiful because I know the theater and the arts are our home. So to be able to come back to a show that we all know so well and are so intimately acquainted with has kind of been like a beautiful kickstart to the industry opening back up. Yeah, I think it's been really powerful.
Wonderful. Well, I'm curious, for those of you alluded, Marc, to those of you that have done some West Side Stories before. I was actually doing a little internet sleuthing on all of you, your bios and whatnot, and I kept seeing West Side Story pop up, and I thought, wow, they're pretty familiar with this show. In fact, is it you that has played something like 5 roles of Jets?
I think I've been every Jet except for Baby John. I think my time might be up. Maybe in a big venue. And we were supposed to play the arena at one point in Billings. Maybe next year when we do the arena, I'll be Baby John. So yeah, I mean, we definitely. What is the line? When you're a Jet, you're a
Jet all the
Jet
way.
All the way. That's
there it is.
it. Yeah. So it's true. I mean, it is that kind of show where it's built in. It's a bit of a legacy and there's an estate to it. So I feel like once you're kind of in the door and you know the flow of the show, I mean, it is an opera, a ballet, and a theatrical masterpiece all in itself. So once you kind of get, your head around the whole production, people kind of, they remember you if you work well with the team. They say, this person can handle this material. It is tough material to have to pull out every night, 8 shows a week. So if you are sick enough in the head, they'll keep calling you back. No. If you have a good work ethic, they notice that. And I feel like this group, especially with people that I've noticed and met here, I get why they return all the time. I mean, it's a good group that we've got here, and I've worked with some amazing people for over the years doing this show. It really brings people together. So, somewhere there's a place for us. I just keep quoting cheesy lyrics.
I love it. How about others of you that have had experience with this show before? What was that?
I mean, I got to do the international tour many years ago, and so I've done the show over 150 times, and then got to do it a couple times regionally. But it's interesting. Every time I feel like it's the last time. And so I remember I threw away my white ballet shoes like the first time. And I was like, I just need to hold on to the white flats because who knows when I'm going to do it again. And if the stage is big enough, it doesn't matter how old I get. So that's nice. But it is one of those roles that I'm so grateful that is so instilled in me. It's so in my body. And I actually keep finding nuances in her and playing Maria, and then also just breakthrough in my own voice and singing and being able to, it's also redemptive every time I do it. So that's actually the gift of a show like this. It's such a masterpiece, and there's such beautiful arcs in the characters, and it's only reason why I keep saying yes to it. I don't think there's any other role I could do over and over and over again like this.
Yeah, this is the show. I feel like it's such difficult music. It's the patterns. Everything is so different. You don't hear it because it's Bernstein, but I feel like we all know every accent. Like even if you didn't dance in it, everyone knows it. It's so iconic. But yes, no, this show, I've done it many times, and I was lucky that it was my Broadway debut I played Anita. It was my Broadway debut, and that's why it means even more being like a triple threat, a dancer as well. There's just never anything that will compare to this show for me. So if I get a chance to sing it as I get older, before I got pregnant with our child, I did it. I feel like that was maybe my last time doing the actual production in Oklahoma City. And I just remember like crying at the bow because I'm like, this might be the last one. It's already so emotional at the end with Anita, how, there's just so much trauma. I just remember being there's no other show that I would ever cry like that at the end.
I bawled like a baby.
'Cause
when
you
I
think
closed
it's
the Guthrie, I said I'm retiring from West Side, and now.
But we're
you never
singing.
leave
At
the
least
show.
we get to sing it.
Exactly.
We'll keep singing it.
So
I don't
do
know how
you
many
still
thousands of performances there must be we've all done of this show combined.
Yeah,
I'm at
there's
like
probably a lot.
500, and I feel like that's a low number from comparison to the people I know.
Amazing. Yeah.
does it still challenge you? Does it still
Oh yeah.
yeah.
100%.
Totally.
Absolutely.
show.
I mean, we're just tonight we're trying to practice the quintet. Those dang
So hard.
16 beats to hold a high C. I tell you. Taunting me, and I'm like, we're gonna break this. One day I'm gonna get
It's
it, and
so
it's gonna be
hard.
repetitive, and I'm gonna be able
I
to
also
do
want
it.
to say I think what's hard about West Side, most of us we learned it a certain way, and it's a very like rigid original Robbins version. And once you learn that, like that is difficult in and of itself. That I know for the next few times I did it, I had to kind of unlearn it and break it to find the show myself.
so you
wh-
can be bring yourself to it.
which was
That's-
like
yeah.
its own challenge.
It's true, though. Yeah.
But no, yeah, I almost when I do the production, like a full run of it, I almost always lose my voice at some point because it's just
Oh, you have to
a
yell
lot of
Maria
screaming,
all the
a lot of screaming.
So Nick, I'm curious from you as you stepped into this position of stage directing / playing all the roles you can possibly play within the show. Wait till you see this. It's a little Where's Waldo at times, right? Where's Nick? Now he's that. Okay. So as you step in as a stage director with these people that are obviously very familiar with the show and we're doing a concert version and stuff, how is that preparation for you, or what does that look like, or what do you want to bring to it?
Oh yeah, well that is definitely a challenging aspect because we're all so ingrained with the choreography. Everybody knows the dancing so much, and to not be able to dance and do the Jerome Robbins choreography, it's so hard because you're still on stage going.
I think it's hard for you the most. You were dancing.
I'm trying to dance.
In
Yeah,
the
we were
hall-
doing
in the
cool the other
hallway.
day. And, to step away. I mean, and that's what's so wonderful about being able to do a concert version is to let the orchestra shine.
Yes.
And the thing is, with all these productions we've done on Broadway, I've done the show at the Stratford Festival in Canada, on tour, is that sometimes we don't have all the instruments. Most times we don't have the instruments that are in the original orchestrations. Recently, Desi and I performed it in Philadelphia with, I think, 55 instrumentalists in the orchestra, which is amazing. And then here, how many do we have here?
Oh,
Like
I counted
40
those the other day.
something?
It is around 40.
Yeah, which is
Oh, that's
incredible.
wonderful.
Yeah.
So
It's
I think
incredible.
to be able to as actors and singers to be able to step away like during Cool, where we sing one verse and let the orchestra shine, so then we are able to step aside and take it in and hear all those amazing instruments and the nuances that we don't get to hear because usually we're like on the knees and spinning and dying on stage. To be able to be like, oh, that's what that you hear the percussion and the brass, and that's just that fuels my soul. So as a stage director, to be able to say simple is better. Make it simple, make it comfortable for people on stage to not overthink it, especially with the amount of we don't have that much rehearsal. So to be able to let the actors say, hey, keep it simple, don't do the choreography that we're not allowed to do, but make it your own and see what feels good. And as well, we're still in pandemic and respecting the social distancing guidelines. So then we can't do all of us in the car, we have to make sure we're still 6 feet apart, little moments like that. So aside from those challenges, it's wonderful, and I think we just are just so happy to be here. It's great.
Has anyone else been having I know, especially because like you said, we can't be doing the choreography, but I'm getting these flashbacks of all the versions I've done of it and getting these beautiful memories that I remember in each show I'll hear a lick in the orchestra,
Totally.
and I'll just get a smile to my face. I'll remember doing it at the Guthrie, or I'll remember doing it on tour at the Oslo. I'll just like, like you said, it's so ingrained, the dance and the music. So there's these beautiful moments that just bring me joy. I think it's so
And I
powerful.
love these symphony gigs because we really get to watch you all, and we never get to see you down there when we're on stage. So we get to see your show, and like Nick was saying, there's like such a show on stage. It's cool to see your choreography, and I feel like every time I listen to the score, I notice something new, or something sticks out that I didn't notice while I was dancing, doing something else, and doing all my business. So I like to just sit back and watch you guys do your thing. It's amazing.
I love it. Well, this is a show that I've been in love with for a very long time and have different relationships with along the way, too. So thank you for joining us today. Thank you for being here and being a part of this. Some of you mentioned, the redemptive qualities about being able to come back and sort of finish this, but you always knew that it was on the horizon. And I will say, Billings Symphony worked really, really hard to make this happen. And from venue changes to social distancing aspects and trying to get the full orchestra back for you, not have to cut that orchestration. I know they worked really hard, and I know you all are going to appreciate those efforts because this is a phenomenal production that you are that is in store for you. So thank you so much for joining us today. Enjoy the production, and thank you all.
Thank
you.
you.